So it's quite obvious tonight that you don't have respect for the public, because it's the same thing, meeting after meeting. And I'm not sure you even have respect for our children. And I know you knew this was coming, so I'm going to read it. And I know that you know the state law, and you know how schools work, and you know that every child is offered an opportunity. Ms. Skirby is well aware of Ms. Scott's recent comments.
Excuse me?
It's
sorry.
my time.
No,
Excuse
I'm sorry.
me. Excuse me.
No,
I'm a member of the public.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Ms. Skirby is well aware of the public comments
Mr. Fabiano, you are
that have
not
been
going to
going
come up
on.
here and
I'll wait.
disparage the board members with false accusations again.
I am
okay,
going
I
to
know you
read.
continue to harass me day in and day out, but I'm sorry, you're not going to come here and accuse me of things that I have not done. You can't sit here and say,
Okay, I'm going to read a board member's comments on Facebook, which you have not discussed publicly. This is from Mrs. Michelle Scott from Jamesburg, speaking to Mr. Tufano. Going to try to be as PC as possible, but we are becoming overwhelmed by Spanish-speaking illegal aliens. Between the Dems who work for their heads between the Dems who keep their heads in the sand and refuse to wake up, the slumlords who have renters with God knows how many people sleeping on mattresses in one bedroom or apartment, our 1 square mile town is getting taken over by people that need to wake the F up to immigration issues in this country. I understand and sympathize with the issues in Monroe, but how much more real estate taxes can we pay for our small houses in this town? We need as much state aid as we can get, as long as we have Democrats allowing the infiltration of illegal aliens in our town. I live in an 1,100 square foot ranch on half of an acre, paying nearly $10,000 a year in real estate taxes, and for what? To give hard-earned tax money to pay to educate the children of illegals crossing the border, while my kids don't get an ounce of financial aid as citizens. So I'll take the $13 million we're getting, because it's still not enough to support the issue at hand. And at the end of the day, nothing is free, and state aid is coming out of tax dollars we all pay. No one's arguing that this country has an issue with illegal immigration. I don't think one person from either side of the aisle would argue that we have an issue, Democrat or Republican. But as board members, you have a responsibility to represent every child, white, black, Asian, female, male, gay, straight, poor, rich. I am sick that we can have a board member, I don't care you're speaking as a citizen, not speaking as a board member, all your BS caveats that you put online. Any board member who under the law is supposed to represent every child, the law in New Jersey says every child has a right to a public education. I don't care what the context is. Illegal. Did those illegal kids walk over that border in the middle of the night on their own in their scooters with their training wheels on? Did those illegal kids swim across the bayous and come here because, you know what, they wanted a place? These are kids, innocent children, and I don't care what they are you want to label them as. Illegal, non-illegal, dropped out of the sky. Kids deserve an education. So don't sit here ever and say you care about the kids when you disparage them. I don't care for your nonsense. When you see a kid walking down that street, you don't ask him, are you legal or are you illegal? You don't ask him when you make decisions, we're only going to educate the legals today. They're here. No matter how they got here, you have an obligation.
Thank you for your comments,
and
Mr.
it
Fabiano.
is
Your time is over.
disgusting.
Thank you.